Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of the Knitworthy podcast. My name is Brianne, also known as Being Brianne on Ravelry and Instagram. And today is Friday, September 26th, 2014. If you are a regular viewer, you will realize that my mom is not here today. My gorgeous mother, Mama Linda, also known as Stony Brook on Ravelry and Instagram. She is off today with some of her very fun friends, her spinning friends, and they're going to be doing a little spinning together. So I said to myself, it's been 2 weeks since you guys podcasted, and it's really time for you guys to put something together. So since she was busy, here I am. I'm with you all today. Hopefully, even though Mama Linda isn't here, it'll still be a great podcast, and we'll still have a good time together. So let's get started with what it is that we usually do, shall we? Let's see. So we're going to start with, what am I wearing? I am wearing my spring fling, I knitted it during the spring fling at the Loopy U 3.5 years ago. But this is a little kind of shawlette called A Little Jazz. And here we have, you can just kind of see, it's really basic. It's just garter stitch and with some short rows and a little bit, just a tiny bit of a ruffly border there. Oh, can you see? Can you see my sparkly eyeliner? I felt like today was a sparkly eyeliner kind of day. Can you see? Here, let me do a sexy blink for you. I don't know. Either I look sexy or I look like I'm having a seizure. I'm not quite sure. Don't tell me if it looks like the latter, please. Just pretend like I look sexy. Okay? So anyways, this is made out of handmaiden yarn in their sea silk, and it's a beautiful teal. One of my favorite colors in the whole world is this beautiful teal color. And it's just, it's just a nice little thing. It was really easy to knit on and just perfect for chatting with other people. A little bit of garter stitch. Well, it's all garter stitch and a little bit of short rows. So super easy, super fun. I would highly recommend it if it's something that you would like. I will link to the pattern on my show notes, which will be at knitworthypodcast.com. So that way you can find it if you like it and would like to knit it for yourself or for someone else, because Christmas is coming, people. You know that, right? Christmas is the Christmas season. It's now fall, but now we're looking at like under 100 days until Christmas, and that is a little bit freaky. Oh, I try not to think about it, but you have to. So gooseberries, that is our tasty little chat for the week that we talk about, little fun things that happen. So on September 16th, my husband and I, Brian, we celebrated our 14th anniversary of being wedded to each other. 14 years of wedded bliss. For the most part, we've had our ups and downs. Life kind of throws you some curveballs. You've got those tornadoes that happen, and we have survived it through it all, and I think, we are a lot stronger for the things that we've come through, and I'm really happy that I married him. I love him, and he's wonderful and amazing and an awesome dad, and so I'm a very blessed woman. So that is gooseberries for this week. What is on the needles? What do I have to share with you today? So what I'm knitting on right now, because I am, these are my Power Socks by Turtle Made. And Power Socks, that's actually the name of the yarn. Turtle Made is the name of the dyer. And you can see right here, I have put in my waste yarn for my Afterthought heel. And I've done a couple of repeats in the color progression. And I'm really liking how it's not really solid colors. It's a little bit of tonal, and it just makes it really interesting to see what exactly what's going to happen with the colors. And I like the yarn feels really sturdy, like it's going to hold up really well. And I'll talk more about that later on in the episode. So I've been knitting on this. This is really just my purse knitting that I use for when I'm like, you know, in the car on the way to church and Brian is driving, or if I'm waiting for Owen to get out of drama club at school, you know, things like that is just really handy. So I don't make a whole lot of progress on this, you know, from week to week, so I don't really show it very often, but you know, I mean, a few rows here and there really adds up. So it's something to, you know, it's just a good thing to have in my purse. What else am I knitting? I am knitting on the flax sweater, and I'm really happy to say that I'm going to show you here. I have made some progress. You ready? Look, I have bound off the body of the sweater. Thank goodness. Oh my word. It felt like it was taking forever, and it was just really, really getting frustrating. I will talk more about that in a later section of the podcast. I think you guys can guess what it is. So here we have the sleeve, and you can see here my stitch markers to count the decreases for the sleeve. This one is just actually where I started for that day. I like to do that because otherwise I get frustrated. Like I've knitted and knitted and knitted and knitted and knitted. And then I'm like, what do I have to show for it? I only knitted an inch. Are you kidding me? And so, yeah, so this was my marker. So I knit this yesterday. And I really kind of, you can see I got into the groove. Once I had, you know, started the decreases, I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I can do this. So now that this is really seeing a little bit more action, you know, I think I'll be able to make more progress. I really hope to get the sleeve finished up like by the end of this weekend. That would be really awesome. I would love that. We shall see if it actually happens though. Sometimes I make really good plans about what I'm going to be able to accomplish, and then they don't actually happen. I'm a list girl. I will totally admit it. Like, you know, I have my list of things that I do that I need to accomplish the next day that I write out, and, you know, make fun of it if you will, but I get a lot of stuff done. And I feel like it's that illusion of control. It may not always go the way that I think it's going to go, but, you know, so I would like to do like 2 inches on this every day. And, you know, if I do more, then that's awesome. And if I do a little bit less, then that's okay too. But, you know, I try not to beat myself up too much if I don't always accomplish every single item on my list, because my list kind of gets ridiculous sometimes. But I'm rambling. So here we are. And we'll talk a little bit more about this sweater in another segment. The other thing that I'm knitting on, let me find my bag. Hello, bag. All right. This is my chicken soup designs bag, which I love. It's so much fun. It's so cute. And the coordinating fabric on the inside is just so adorable. I love bags. I do. I started on the 15th the Mountain Retreat Mittens knit along that's on Ravelry, and I'm going to show you what I have on it right now. This is what I have so far. It's just the beginning of a cuff. It's really only about 1.5 inches or so. I don't have a lot of progress on it, so but yeah, that's okay. I will talk more about that in another segment, because I've had a lot of "Are you kidding me?" this week. The last 2 weeks have not been good for my knitting. I'm just going to be really upfront and honest. Here is the yarn that I'm using. There you go. This is Earthly Hues LLC out of Granville, Ohio. Their Divine Color Inspired by Nature. It's an 80% superwash merino wool, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, in the colorway Peony. And they use natural, responsibly harvested dyes. So that's pretty cool. So it makes me think that maybe this was actually dyed from peonies. I don't know. but I think it's really super cool. And so the Mountain Retreat mittens are have like a diamond pattern up the hand, which is really beautiful. So I'll talk more about that though. And you know, this is really easy knitting at this point. I mean, I could probably take this in the car with me and knit on it, you know, while I'm the passenger and not miss out on too much conversation or, you know, keeping the kids in check. But so yes, there's that. And what else do I have? Oh, Brian's Christmas socks. I haven't shown you this to you in a little while, but I finished the first sock. Dun, dun, dun. This is just plain old trekking XXL. Such a good workhorse yarn. Here's my stitch marker from where I was the last time I showed it to you. Hello, stitch marker. These are fun socks. Just, I love the colors, and you know, trekking is such a great base of yarn to use just because, you know, it'll stand up to anything. I have trekking socks from, you know, 7 years ago, so it's awesome. And here is the second sock. Yay! So these I need to put some more effort into over the next couple of weeks, just because I'd like to get them done, so I don't feel like I'm rushing before Christmas, because that's no fun either. What else do I have to show you? I think that's it. That's it for knitting. Let's talk about Are You Kidding Me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I had Owen try on his sweater because I wanted to see how it fit him, and you know, I wanted to get an idea on how it was lengthwise for him. And I put it on, or I had him put it on, and I'm like, that looks really big. And it felt really big while I was knitting on it. But you know, I mean, I thought, well, maybe it was just because it, you know, it's just stockinette in the round and knit. So, but no, it wasn't just me. Apparently, he had like 6 inches of positive ease on that sweater. Now, granted, I wanted a little bit big for him because I knew that, you know, I wanted him to be able to wear it for more than one season. You know, like I'd really like for him to be able to wear it this winter and next winter, but 6 inches? That's kind of crazy. So I had to kind of, in order to make it more proportional, I ended up having to adjust the length of it. So I had to actually knit longer on it than I thought I was going to make it so, you know, he didn't end up looking like, you know, like his like gorilla arms, you know, with like this really short, I don't know. I wanted it to look good on him and for him to feel comfortable and, you know, for it to fit. I just want it to fit for as long as it can. So apparently it's going to fit a lot longer than I thought it was going to because, you know, he's probably not going to grow 6 inches in the belly in the next, you know, year. I'm guessing. I hope not. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, so the sleeves are going to end up having to be a little bit longer too. I don't think I'm going to run out of yarn though, which I don't know how I'm going to manage, or how I've managed that. But I think I'm still okay on yarn, which is a miracle, considering I was going for the 43-inch size, and I ended up, because of my gauge issues, had to knit the 51-inch size. But I don't know. It's working out. I'm just thankful for that. So anyways, holy cow, that's kind of crazy. The other thing is, Are You Kidding Me for this week is I had started the Mountain Retreat mittens already on the 15th, which was the start date for the knit along on Ravelry. And I chose this beautiful, beautiful chocolate brown. And I mean, don't you just want to eat that? I mean, don't, because like that would make you sick. Eating that much chocolate plus yarn, rather knit with it than eat it. But anyways, so this is Indigo Moon. And I got this at the Spring Fling on clearance for like $14. Score! But I knitted the cuff and I got into the diamond repeat pattern, or the diamond chart, and I was really feeling kind of unhappy with how my stitches were turning out. Not because I was knitting them wrong, or not because the chart was wrong, but just because it's a dark yarn, so it's really hard to see exactly what's going on in with the stitches. So I'm going to show you up close so you can see. But do you see what I'm talking about? Like, it's kind of hard to see. There's stuff going on in here too, but it's really hard to tell because of the fact that the yarn is so dark. So I decided to poll Instagram because, you know, why not get other people's opinions? And, you know, some people said, oh, it's such a beautiful color, keep it. And some people said, no, that's really going to bother you. And so I realized, you know what, that is really going to bother me. It's going to bother me that I put all this, you know, work into knitting, you know, a detailed mitten and then not really ever be able to see what's going on with it. So this is going to go into the frog pond. And I've already, of course, restarted the mittens because I do want to knit them. They're a beautiful pattern, and I think they're going to turn out great. So this is going to be something else someday. I don't know what it'll be. Probably will end up as like a basic sock for Brian, more likely than not. But so yeah, what are you gonna do? I should have known better because I've done this in the past. But you know, I just thought that having some beautiful brown mittens to go with my forest green coat would be really fun, and you know, that it would, you know, complement the color, but it's not worth it. I want to be able to see the beautiful design. Okay, so that's it for Are You Kidding Me? Yay! Let's talk about Gilding the Lily. Gilding the Lily is where we talk about things that we have brought into our stash that enhance the stash, but really our stashes are already so beautiful and we love them that it really may or may not have been necessary. But that's okay. We still love our stash, and we will probably continue to add to it as we go along here. So I don't know if this is really counts for enhancing the stash, but last Christmas for me, for my gift, Mom and Dad bought me a size 1 fixed circular needle for knitting socks, because that's usually what I knit my socks on. And when I got it, it was not quite what I was hoping for. The problem really lied in the cable, and the cable would kink up and just get really like difficult to work with. And I had only used them on a half of a sock before I changed them out to something else. And I tried, you know, running it under hot water. I tried, you know, everything I could. You know, I asked people, you know, what do you do with a cable that, you know, kinks up and just is impossible to work with? And every tip that people gave me just did not work. So that was so frustrating. I just put it away. And finally, Mom ended up contacting them last October. No, so it must have been 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. So anyways, Mom contacted them last October and said, you know, hey, this is this issue. She's not even able to work with it. And they said, we're having problems with that cable. So we're going to need to, you know, fix, you know, we're working on fixing it. So what would you like to do? Would you rather, you know, have us refund it and you can send it back to us? Would you rather, you know, decide that you want a different needle and then we can do that instead? What would you like to do? Or, you know, would you like us to refund? I think, did I already say that? I don't know. I haven't had much coffee yet this morning. Need coffee. So we said, well, you know what we'll do is we'll wait and see how if maybe we can, if you get the problem fixed, then we'll do that. And so we contacted them in September, contacted customer service and referenced, the number that they'd given us. And I kept it in my email for a long time. My email is like my file folder. But anyways, so they still hadn't fixed the problem with the size 1 fixed circulars. And so they said, they gave us our options again. You can get a different needle of, the same price, or we can refund you. And so finally I said, let's just get a refund, because this is obviously not going to be something that they are going to fix quickly since it's already been a year. So instead, Mom and I went on Handsome Fibers, which I think is handsomefibers.com, and I got some size 0s in a 40-inch cable in Chow Goose. I love Chow Goose. They work so well. And I have their interchangeable set. Oh, hi. Would you like to see my face? I have the interchangeable set, and I adore it. It's really the set that I choose to work pretty much everything on. And so I got 3. It's beautiful. Isn't it so pretty? I got 3 of those. I find that my gauge has changed. I've become more of a looser gauge knitter. Oops, dropped one. Become a looser gauge knitter over the last few years, which I think is part of the problem with Owen's sweater. And I've also had the issue of the socks that I've knit in more recent years seem to be wearing out faster than socks that I knit, 5, 6, 7 years ago. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's my interpretive dance. I get so confused. So anyways, back to that. Back to knitting. So I think I'm going to start knitting on size 0s, and I'll probably have to adjust my stitch count, but that's okay. That's not a problem. I can do that. But I just need to figure out what my perfect sock formula is now. And so that's probably going to take some time. I just find I'm not really happy with the socks that I'm knitting. They're not wearing as well, or they're not fitting very well at all. And it's just, socks are my zen knitting. Socks are my, is like my comfort blanket, basically. And so I want to have fun with my socks again and not have to, worry about them. I'm going to try and grab this because I also, here. Hi. I also got a circular in a size 6 in the 40-inch, which I would like to use for shawls, because I don't want to use in my interchangeable set, my size 6 for shawls and then have it not be available to me, because I'm greedy like that. And then Mom really has had a lot of success with the Knitter's Pride Nova, so I got a size 5 in that, also in a 40-inch, so that I could try it out. So I'm super excited to try these. I don't know what I'm going to cast on with it, but it's probably going to be something fabulous, and I'm going to love it. And hopefully I love the needles just as much as Mom does. One more thing in Gilding the Lily. I bought some yarn. This really is probably not surprising. I love the Just One More Row podcast, and I have spent some time looking at Dana's yarn. She is the dyer for Unwind Yarn Company, which is her indie business. And I caught her update, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and fell in love with one of her yarns. She posts them up on Instagram beforehand so that you can see what it is that she is going to have in her update. And I saw this. Let me see, make sure that you can see it well. And I just think that this is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is her Touring DK base. It's 100% superwash merino wool, 231 yards. in the colorway More Than Words. And can you, here, touch that. Here you go. Can you? You feel how soft and squishy that is and how fabulous? Yeah, don't try to grab it. That's mine, okay? You get some of your own. Here's my only regret. I regret that there were 2 skeins and I only bought 1 because I don't know what to do with this now that I have it. There are so many beautiful colors in here and I really want to showcase them. So I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with this. So if you have an idea of what I can do with 231 yards of a DK weight yarn, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait until she makes this again and then try and get it from her. So I don't know. I regret a little bit. I regret it a lot. There you go. So that's my only lament for this yarn, is that there isn't more of it in my hands. So, okay, that's it for that. Let's talk about the contest that we had. That was the Fresh Face contest. I'm checking my time. I'm good. Okay. Fresh Face contest. You all did such an awesome job of showing off your fresh faces for us and telling us how you survived the tornadoes in your life. We talked about, how we have tornadoes sometimes that happen that are sometimes of our own making and sometimes out of our control, and being honest and real with the world. And the way that we showed that was by taking pictures, selfies or not, of ourselves without any makeup on. And we did a whole episode with Mom and I in our pajamas, no makeup on, like bed hair. It doesn't get more real than that. I mean, seriously. I mean, it was interesting. So I am able to announce the winner for this contest. And we had 42 posts. And not counting my first post, then I did from 2 to 42. And the number generator random one, it chose number 2. So do you know who that was? That was Annette, Mama Grizzly Knits, who posted a picture of herself. And so Annette, I'm going to contact you on Ravelry after I get this up. And then I will send you a request for you to give me your address or wherever you'd like for me to send this to. And let me show you what it is that you've won. I know that I've showed it before, but you get to see it again. Here we go. This is the Freshwater Pearls yarn in the wine tasting colorway. And this is so beautiful and so squishy and lovely, and I wish I could keep it, but I can't. I'm sending it off to you, Annette, and I really hope that you enjoy it. You also get to receive this Keep Calm and Knit On bag from the Sampler Girl, and I hope that you enjoy that too. I think it's so precious. I love her long needles. That's some serious knitting. She is really, really knitting. Oh, I hear Evan coming up. And the last thing is for It's a Good Thing is we got some more podcast reviews on iTunes, which thrills me to no end. So, hey, Evan. Hey, Mama's going to do the podcast review dance. Would you like to help me do a dance?
Why?
Because it's fun. Would you like to help me with it? Come on over here.
I don't know how to do a dance.
You don't know how to do a dance? Come here. You ready? Oh, he's got his Toad and he's got his Mario.
They don't know how to dance.
They don't know how to dance? Well, let's teach them. Ready? Uh-oh. Oh, no, Toad, don't fall. Okay, ready? Here comes the dance. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We love reviews, and we've got some. They're 5-star. It's so good. Ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're not my maracas.
They're not maracas? No, they're not maracas. Okay. Well, Evan, thanks for being such a good boy while Mama podcasted.
Now can I have a treat?
Yes, I bribe him. Don't judge. It worked. It worked for 30 minutes. So there you go.
Look.
Yeah.
Toad's on top of Mario's hat.
That is so crazy.
Watch this.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, anyways, guys, we just want to remind you that we love you guys and we appreciate you and all your support. And we think that you're fabulous. And to new viewers, thank you so much for coming. Hope we come back next week when Mom should hopefully be back, or you can watch one of our back episodes. And returning viewers, thanks so much for coming. It's been a lot of fun. And remember that you are knitworthy. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.